This is true, really news with Scott Combs and Tony Verkinnes. All the news you're about to hear is true, as far as you know.
The Titter Wayback Machine, June 1992, Cranston, Rhode Island. What?
The Wayback Machine.
Don't you love the Wayback Machine?
Oh, Sherman and Peabody.
I saw a cartoon of Peabody fixing the Wayback Machine. Sherman asks, "What are you doing?" He says, "I'm deleting 2020."
Because ain't nobody going to want to go back there.
Exactly. But let's get back to June 1992 in Cranston, Rhode Island. The very first condom hut opens. Billed as the world's first ever drive-through condom store.
Sparking like the photo hut.
Sparking a somewhat disturbing mental image and outrage among local residents. The Roman Catholic powers that be in Providence condemned Condom Hut as a moral outrage. Hear me?
In Rhode Island.
Right. In Providence. Well, yeah, because they're in Cranston.
Yeah.
It's all Rhode Island.
I know.
You turn around and you're in the next city.
I always pictured Rhode Island to be a good place to ship all the extreme liberals.
Well, you know.
Let them have their own country and
do with it what they like.
Yeah.
Where do we put the extreme conservatives?
Well, that's easy.
Yeah.
We're already in Minnesota.
Well, what? What?
Except for the State House. I can't explain that.
Yeah. A rock was thrown through the Condom Hut's window. It was spray painted with graffiti. Mm-hmm. The owner of the business, a former flight attendant and self-styled adventurous entrepreneur, Emmanuel Del Vecchio, eventually bowed to community pressure and closed the store.
They'll bounce back.
Now they're condom hutless. Your turn.
Police in Jackson, Mississippi had little trouble identifying a man who they said passed a rather threatening note to a teller at the Trustmark Bank. He got away with an undetermined amount of cash. Oh, come on. We all know it's about $2,500.
Exactly.
Give me a break. Security cameras in the bank clearly captured images of the suspect, 41-year-old Richard Giles, wearing a white shirt, a camouflage jacket with a blue face mask pulled down below his chin to reveal his entire face.
I suppose he had a tattoo on his face that had his
That would have been
name
easier.
in it.
Giles was apprehended not soon afterwards. See, we only catch the dumb ones.
Well, there seem to be a lot of them.
The smart ones just get reelected.
From livescience.com, the unluckiest Australian ever.
Uh-oh.
An unlucky 21-year-old Australian tradesman was using a portable toilet while working on a site in Sydney when he felt a sting on his item of interest.
Oh.
He was treated for a redback spider bite, which is potentially lethal. Now, Jordan, who didn't want his last name used for obvious reasons,
Wouldn't either, yeah.
told the BBC that after that ordeal, he didn't really want to use the porta-potty again, but the toilets got cleaned one day, and I thought it was my opportunity to go use one.
There you go.
He looked under both seats, then sat down.
Oh, no.
It was at this point he experienced deja vu all over again. Quoting, "Next thing you know, I'm bent over in pain."
Bet you are. I'm not making a joke about that. That's just wrong. That hurt. However, we may have found a candidate.
No worse than Iron Crotch.
We may have found a candidate for Iron Crotch.
Well, who? Oh, this guy. By now, he should be numb.
A Washington State Patrol officer pulled over a motorist on I-90 near North Bend after noticing the vehicle's really dim headlights. The patrolman told CNN that closer inspection revealed the unnamed driver had duct-taped flashlights to the front of his vehicle to replace the headlights, which had been damaged in a crash. No.
How was that possible?
As you probably have guessed, but I'm going to tell you anyway, flashlights as headlights are illegal in Washington because they don't provide enough brightness. My guess is they're illegal a lot of other places too, like, I don't know, anywhere that has cars.
It's a brightness problem all over this story.
The officer also noted that Johnson had a suspended license. So we now have two driving hacks not to do. Don't tape flashlights for headlights, and don't use a sports drink for a tail light, and you'll be good.
I think it's excellent.
Wow.
So, have you ever had a 280-mile argument with your wife?
As in the argument went that fast?
Far.
No, I get tired out easily.
So, the Italian newspaper...
280 mile?
Yeah, I'll explain it. Italian newspaper Corriere della Sera, I'll just call it from now on the Italian newspaper.
That'd be easier.
Has reported an unnamed 48-year-old man was found walking by police in the small town of Fano.
Okay.
Now, despite being cold and tired, police reported he seemed okay. Initially questioned him because of strict COVID-19 lockdown and curfew protocols and wanted to know what the man was doing outdoors at 2 a.m. They were rather surprised to discover his place of residence was Como, Italy, some 280 miles distant. The man's wife had filed a missing persons report about a week earlier. When asked what he was doing in Fano, he told officers he had an argument with his wife and took a walk to clear his mind. The man said he didn't realize how far he had walked and that he was able to get by due to the charity of strangers who offered him food and drink along the way. I'm guessing Uzo had to be part of that.
I had a lot.
Authorities contacted his wife. This is where the thing takes a dark turn. Who traveled to Como to pick him up.
Wait a minute. This is where it takes a dark turn?
Well, he stayed in a hotel overnight in Fano.
Okay.
When his wife arrived, she was handed a $485 bill, along with a fine for breaching the COVID-19 curfew rules. No word yet on the man's whereabouts after what had to be an epic second argument.
I'm guessing he's like 400 miles now.
This is true, really news. Send email to TITR@netradio.network.